Hey guys, welcome to this reading. It's your girl Liv, aka Olivia, and I got this request from my moon group, and this was about intuition. Like, what are your intuitive gifts? And I don't think I've ever done a reading like this, and if I have, it's been a very long time. So go ahead and pick a pile. So the way that this works is you use your intuition to pick a pile. You can choose it by the crystal, you can choose it by whatever comes to you. And it's not about thinking so hard, it's just about feeling. Sometimes there might be more than one pile, but I always encourage you to go with that first one. And you can't get this wrong. Everything that is stated, I ask you to take it and take what applies and let the rest fly. And we're going to go ahead and hop in. Hi, group number one. This is funny because I recorded this video completely out of order from the order of the crystals, and it is early in the morning. For some of you, there's a need to wake up a little bit earlier in the morning to get the fresh energy. It's funny because the sun's coming out of the eyes of the hanged man. And for some of you, that could be relevant. And especially, with the Four of Swords, it represents rest. Some of you may not have been getting as much rest lately. And for me, I have a baby. So my timing for doing these readings sometimes are completely all over the place. But welcome to this reading. Okay, so what we're doing is we're talking about your spiritual gifts. And not just like, what are my spiritual gifts in terms of name, but how do I use my spiritual gifts and how can I show up? How do they show up in my experience and how can I utilize them? And for you guys, the number 4 is just coming up really strong. 444 could be relevant for you, but there's this serenity and this stability that's coming up for you guys right now. And we have the Hermit as a very dominant energy. So I feel like a huge part of your spiritual gifts is you guys can really go into the depths of your soul. This could even be your past lives. With the Hermit, there's keys on his waist. And the candle represents like that, following that light, following your intuition. And I feel like what you guys are doing in this lifetime is developing your intuition. And a lot of that comes from, a lot of people don't always explain how you get into the depths of understanding your intuition and understanding that language and connecting the dots. And it's being able to go within. And you can't do that when there's a lot of noise around. So I feel like one of the biggest things that for you guys, the biggest advice for you to tap into your gifts is like, I feel like you guys can tap into the Akashic Records. And the Akashic Records is like the vibrational library of the universe. It holds information about our past lives. It holds information about this life, about other things, how to access different information in the spirit realm. We might want to look that up. But right here with the Hanged Man, this here represents things lost. So it's almost like if there's anything that you're looking to change in your life or a deeper fulfillment, it might feel counterintuitive to like climb the mountain alone, to be alone, or to do things alone. But Spirit is saying that is your strength. You see how there's a library behind him and he's like dipping his finger into this pond? This is very similar to the Hermit. Now, the Hermit is the Hermit is Virgo energy, and the Hangman is its complete opposite, which is Pisces energy on the astrology wheel. Now, some of you guys could have these in your chart, but this represents polarity. This represents opposites. So so Virgo and Pisces both have the element of spirituality, and they both have the element of tapping in alone, of this like, I almost want to call it secluded sacredness, but it's not that you're destined to be alone. It's not that you won't have anyone in your life. Right now, we're talking about your spiritual gifts. And your spiritual gift is being able to tap into the Akashic Records, but I'm also seeing alchemy here with the Star card, but I'll get to that in a minute. What I'm seeing here is that you have to learn how to utilize your time alone. And this doesn't just mean your literal time alone, your spiritual walk, your relationship with your higher self. So practically in the real world, in the matrix and the 3D, everything that you can see, touch, smell, and taste, it might look like you're spending some time by yourself. Maybe more of a loner, or you can do things on your own. And I can personally relate to this because I did a lot of solo travel. I did a lot of things when I was single, and even before, even now that I'm a mom, I love doing things by myself. And that's why I'm up early doing this reading, because I want to get that fresh energy. And there's some things that you could only get alone. And I feel like you're here in this life to master that. And once you do, a whole lot's going to open up for you, because it's like you might come off as like you're alone, like the hermit. But the truth is, with the hangman, you're not alone. You're tapping into this whole realm of knowledge. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're expanding your family tree, not just through having children, but through the expansion of your mind. So some of you guys, this is just a message. Some of you guys might have kids later than you initially wanted to, or expand your family later, or even if you do have kids, like maybe when they're older, you're expanding your own knowledge, so you're expanding your family tree's knowledge. And what you're meant to do in this life is to really, really become a true alchemist. With the Page of Wands, this is like the magician energy, but this is more of like, the magician is more about like recognizing that you have resources, recognizing that you can manifest, learning about the law of assumption. This is a very magical energy. And the Ace of Wands is like something is coming in for you guys. This is the energy of the power in your hands. And I don't always show it on the channel, but I always do my readings with my wand. I have a wand here too. I got this wand from Harry Potter World, and they actually do a test to make sure that the wand is compatible with you. And it's like, right now, your part of your spiritual journey is to kind of dive deep into the esoteric realm by studying yourself, studying what you don't like, what you do like, and kind of diving deep into your spiritual walk, diving deep into your spirituality. There's a lot of heart chakra energy here, and it's almost like in a little bit of crown energy as well. It's like, what I'm seeing here is that like all of your experiences in this life are wanting you to become more magical, wanting you to become more of an alchemist. And when I say alchemist, I mean being able to take something and to turn it into something else. And you see how she's got 2 cups here? Alchemy is turning lead into gold. You see, like the lead into gold. This cup is lead, this cup is gold. This is the Star card. So there's a lot of energy. I'm picking up a lot of Pisces energy, or water energy. You guys are a very psychic group. So it's not so much about like, oh, let me tell you the future. It's not so much like that, although that could come through for you. Your spiritual gifts are coming through as like, you can tap into other realms. You have access to other realms. It's like, because a lot of the images of you are like alone and secluded, or like in your higher thought and in your dreams with the 4 of Swords. So you guys could have the ability to tap into sacred knowledge in your sleep and be able to see it here in reality with the Star card, and to share that with others. So if you're finding yourself like exhausted or really tired, or like, oh, I need to rest, or I need to make time for myself, or I need to do this, prioritize your rest and your meditation, because it's going to help you tap into other knowledge. And even if it's listening to meditation music or doing rituals, a lot of candle work is coming up for you guys. And the reason is because fire, there's candles all around her while she's sleeping, but also with the Ace of Wands, you can tap into healing, you can tap into manifestation by working with the elements. There's a lot of water, so you could be doing the 2-cup ritual. That's when you like, basically in 1 cup, we have the King of Cups to represent this, right? And we have the 2 of Crystals, which is the 2 of Pentacles. So say, for example, like you guys can do straight up magic, and I'm not even lying. Like, you guys are my ritual group. You guys should be doing rituals. You guys should be doing meditations. You guys should be doing like experiments, like reading books, getting information, tapping into your Akashic records, looking into your past life. Like, you guys are like the people who are going to go on a journey and discover it for yourself. And it's very, very magical. And like, you know how people are like, oh, magic doesn't exist. Like for you guys, magic exists. And I'm not saying it doesn't exist for everyone, but people alchemize differently. You guys are straight up magicians. You guys are the type of people who can manifest very, very quickly. Now with the 2 energy, when I first got on doing this reading, I was picking up a lot of 4 energy. So we have the King of Cups with the 2 cups, and then we have the 2 of crystals. Now, it's almost like this looks like a target to me. Almost like you're trying to hit a target. So whenever you're trying to hit a target, I have a ritual that I just channeled, and get 2 cups. Even if you have to get like a plastic cup, like a solo cup. Sometimes I'll use cups I can throw away or water bottles I can throw away. But if you're going to be more like eco-friendly, you can get 2 glass cups. And what you want to do on a piece of paper, write down the undesired reality. Because remember, there's 2 cups here. Oh my gosh, I just realized there's 2 cups here. I forgot. So with the star card, there are 2 cups. So on the left, you want to take the cup and write down all of the things undesired, all the things you don't want to experience. And then on the cup on the right, underneath it, you're going to write all the things that you do want to come into reality. And although this gold is on the left, I recommend putting the gold cup on the right, because we're kind of going to be doing like before and after. So what you want to do is on the left cup, underneath that cup, write down all the undesirable things, and on the right, write down the things that you'd like to experience. And what you're going to do is pour all the water in the left cup in the undesired cup. And then on like a full moon or a new moon or a day that you feel, because you guys are some magicians, high priestess, you want to pour that cup of water into the cup that you desire. And then when you're finished, you want to throw away, we want to like clean that cup on the left and throw away the paper from the left, and kind of just like watch and document. Like there's a lot of need to document the things that you or have manifested. So even if you need to go back and you're like, girl, I ain't no magician, I'm not magical, I'm just hustling, I'm just working hard. There's a little bit more than working hard to this group. And if you're working too hard, the divine wants you to look at your life right now. And if you can't change something, change how you see it, because that's going to be the doorway. You see how it's kind of peering open? And there's a woman with 2 wolves here, but there's 3 eyes. So this is giving me she-wolf energy. You could have a she-wolf spirit animal. I'm also picking up flamingo spirit animal. So definitely look into your spirit animals. Kind of like when you watch Harry Potter, or if you've never seen Harry Potter, or any type of witchy movie, there's always a familiar. Like every magician has a familiar, or an owl, or a certain animal. For you guys, I'm seeing the wolf, I'm seeing the flamingo that's popping up right now. And so it's almost like you need to pick your wand. So for some of you guys, metaphorically, you need to pick things that like help you tap into your magic energy. And the biggest one that you do, if you're not going to do it like in a playful way, like through movies or like spirit animals, you need to, the easiest way for you to tap into your spiritual gifts for your everyday life is your perception. Because almost like some people just like, oh, that doesn't exist, or I don't believe in that, or whatever. It's like, then that it's very, haven't you noticed that people who are very practical, their lives are very practical? They work really hard. And people who are magical and who believe in magic, their lives are very magical. So the divine is telling me right now, for whoever's watching this, you need to hear this right now. Also, sunflowers just popped up. For some of you, sunflowers could be relevant. I'm not sure what it's about. Sunflowers and roses. You might want to keep them around your house. You might want to do rituals with them, because she's got a lot of flowers around her as well. But that's just a side note. Your perspective. So if you have a magical life, declare it. Speak it. Because if you can't change your situation, change how you see it. So there's 3 eyes. Your 3rd eye is very, very strong, and that's the doorway. So if you're looking at a situation, that's why you might have to go in a lot, because you have a lot of things about your perspective. And this could deal with relationships too, but I see you guys have a big, big heart. Your capacity to love is bigger than the average person. You have a lot of love to give. And that's why I've noticed that when people have a lot of love to give, they typically spend a lot of time alone, because when you spend a lot of time alone, you can give all of that excess water, all that excess love to yourself. And it's like there's a gentleness. Oh my gosh, my vacuum is going off. Hold on. Sorry guys, my Roomba started going off. But anyways, what I'm seeing here is like you guys can portal between different worlds. This almost looks like portals to me. You guys have a huge heart. And sometimes when people have a lot of emotional energy to give in relationships, I see that maybe you've been through, even if you haven't experienced, for some of you guys, I was tempted to say that you've given a lot in relationships, but for some of you guys, I'm not quite sure if you've ever met your match, or if you have met your match. When I say match, I don't mean person, I mean energy. Like, um, for some of you guys, I'm feeling that the amount of love and the amount of affection and the amount of just empathy and energy that you have to give to a connection, you've never seen that reciprocated in the same way that you give it. And the easiest way, you know how some people say treat people how you want to be treated, but this group, I feel like treat yourself like you want to be treated. You grab that second cup, because there's no one else in this reading. Although we have the King of Cups here, we have the star. It's like you need to be the star of your experience. You need to walk around like a star. And for some of you guys, your spiritual gifts are taking you to like a celebrity status. This could be a celebrity status. This could definitely be like the typhoon or like the king, queen of your industry. But it's like you're not doing it for that reason. So the way to get there is by making sure that your perspectives are open, going within, reading a lot of books. I'm definitely, if you're watching this, you should be reading The Alchemist for sure. That's going to help you with your spiritual side, but also with the Hermit, this talks about practicality in real life. This talks about routine and structure. And so I would definitely check out a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear, because that's going to give you the balance. So you kind of want the balance between the spiritual side and the practical side. But for a lot of you guys, your spiritual gifts can take you into realms. Even when I say celebrity, I was hesitant to say it. So some of you guys might be hesitant to say that you want to be famous, hesitant to say that you want to be well known or have, a huge following or huge TikTok or a huge, whatever you do professionally. But I'm seeing it more of who you are than what you do. It's like you'll be recognized and known for who you are, because who you are is your purpose. So take that time to go within, because what's going to happen is you're going to treat yourself how you want to be treated. This is your advice. Treat yourself how you want to be treated and give the excess to everyone else. And I know that's kind of controversial, because we're kind of taught like give to others, and how you give to others is how you want to be treated. But if you can give yourself, and I'm hearing 1 year, if you can dedicate 1 year to giving to yourself, going within, reading, getting into your magic, changing your perspective, enlightening yourself, kind of getting those divine downloads, your life is on earth is going to change. Because right now, you guys have a lot of success in the spiritual realm. You know what I mean? You might have psychic dreams. So I would get a dream journal, because a lot of your psychic energy comes in your sleep, in your rested state, in your meditation. When you're in meditative states and when you're in sleeping, or when you're like secluded, it doesn't always come in a crowd, and you might feel a little lonely. But what I'm seeing is if you can give yourself a year, and you can dedicate yourself to this path and to your perspectives, and it's going to reflect in the spirit, in the real world, in the 3D realm, as for some of you, it's going to reflect as getting that reciprocal relationship with someone who's just your equal, like just straight up your equal. And if you are in a relationship, alchemy is taking something that, like we said, the lead that's not as reciprocal, and alchemizing it into something that is. So when you work on yourself, the wisdom is that you will attract it in another person, because we attract who we are, not what we want. So if you're not attracting the type of relationship that you want, or the type of status that you want in this life, it's not counterintuitive to work on your spiritual gifts alone, because it's actually going to connect the dots to this reality. And that's a message for somebody. And also, there might be a tattoo that you're thinking of getting. It could be just a little small one, I'm hearing, but I'm definitely hearing go ahead and get that tattoo. It's going to add energy to you. It's like, it's because of how things make you feel help manifest other things. That's just a message for someone. But what I'm feeling here is that it's all available for you. Also, you might want to check out the Tree of Life. I'm picking up numerology, the Tree of Life. sacred rituals, Akashic records. Like I could go on and on with this group, but I'm going to leave it here. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me and kind of dive deeper into this, I would love to read with you guys. Like group one, you guys are fantastic, amazing. You're, oh my goodness, there's a huge clairvoyance with this group. And I'm just really excited, and I'm grateful that I was able to read for you. And I also have a moon group, and this moon group is completely free. I help people kind of like manage their energy and with a monthly moon cycle. So if that's something you're interested in, all the information is down below. And if not, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, welcome to this reading. This is group 2. Now, even though you guys chose the second pile, I was led to do this reading first. So you might have been drawn to group number 1, or for some of you, you might need to go back and watch group 1, and it's really going to give you a huge perspective of your spiritual gifts, because I feel like for some of you guys, you have a lot of them. And I haven't even recorded the first group yet, so this will be interesting. Well, for the crystal, you guys chose the amethyst. There's a lot of purple here too. And when we're dealing with the color purple, we're dealing with our intuition, of course, but not just our intuition of like knowing things. This is about action. There's a very strong power that you guys emit that's very balanced from your masculine and your feminine. And it comes through when you make decisions. You might even hear in the back of your head like a little voice like, okay, like I should do this, I should do that. And it's not so much of like, I feel this, I feel that. It might come from a feeling, but it's like, it's definitely coming off as clear cognizance, is like a clear knowing. And it's like, you might feel like there's a little voice in the back of your head that's like, oh, you know what? Like, I need to do this, I need to do that. And this is a very earthy energy. And when I say that, I mean, a lot of times we associate spirituality to feeling. We don't always associate it to movement. In this group, I see that you've been through several seasons of your life where you've had to let people, places, and things go. This could be, even with some people, it could be family. You've had to let family go. You've been through a lot of different cycles, a lot of different seasons. And you are very powerful, group 2, because your inner child is like guiding you. And I feel like there's a huge connection to your ancestors through your spiritual gifts. Your main card, and it's funny, as I said that, the inner child, my childhood picture fell down. And I use my inner child picture for my readings because she assists me. And so when I say that, yes, that's a confirmation. And I said that because I have the world card here, and you see there's like a little fairy that looks just like the older version of her. So for some of you guys, you could have Capricorn in your chart. The world is like, talks about cycles. It talks about, not, so how can the easiest way I can explain this is we all go through things, but we don't all grow through things. And this group right here, you have the Empress, you have the Nine of Pentacles, you have the World, you have the Ace of Swords. You have very powerful energy. And it's like your spiritual gifts come through your ancestors. They come through your really strong family lineage. And it's the ability to have a clear knowing, which I believe is clear cognizance. It's like just, and for some people, they might be trying to like, you might have had people trying to copy your sauce. You might have had people trying to be like, how do they know? Or how do they get this? Or how did I end up in the right place? Or how did I know right when to leave? And it's like you're being encouraged to trust that. Your crown chakra is the purple chakra, and it's about your connection to the universe. It's very sharp. This is almost how it's coming across. You see all of this deep knowing? She looks so calm and serene, and it says, look at the truth. So even here, I'm picking up how you see these little people like in the top of her crown. This is talking about your ancestors, your angels, and your spirit guides. So even if you've never channeled before, or you've never really dove into your spiritual gifts, this is kind of like the perfect time for you, group 2, because you are so connected. Some of you guys could even have the potential to be a medium, and that's not always the easy thing to do, because you are talking to different energies and entities. However, I feel like you guys are my spiritual pile. You guys are just no doubt my spiritual pile. You guys are alchemists, and you're able to take situations that have been unfavorable and sad and turn them into anything that you want. And I see the best way to truly like enhance your gifts would to be to first acknowledge your own strength. Some of you guys could feel like, or have felt maybe in your childhood, that maybe you're not strong enough, maybe you're not tall enough, maybe you're not old enough, maybe you're not this or that enough. And it's like that narrative is being completely slashed with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords always gives me the energy of Sword in the Stone. And if for those of you who haven't seen that, or if you have, Sword in the Stone is about only the rightful owner of the sword can pull it out. And that's how I feel about you guys. It's like no one can tell you what you already know. You guys, your spiritual gift is the truth, a clear knowing, a clear knowing. Even with the Nine of Pentacles, like you can study, you can do all these things, but you see how this castle is in ruins, but she's standing right there and she looks so confident. The Nine of Pentacles talks about your independent success. And success is who you are, not always what you have. But because this is a pentacle, you guys are going to be very successful because you know how to take these situations like the Eight of Cups when you have to walk away from things. Now, the Eight of Cups is not just walking away from bullshit, like on the external. So it could be like a really nice house, or maybe you've had to like walk away from possessions or friendships that once fulfilled you, because the cups represent fulfillment. The cup represent good times. But when the Eight of Cups appears, it's like, you know this shit ain't right. Like, because you guys know the truth. Like, especially look at the truth. Like, you guys don't need confirmation. It's just a comfort to you. So I feel like every time that you feel like you know something, it's like your ancestors are helping you. And when I say ancestors, I mean the ones that are supporting you, especially with the Ten of Cups. Some of you guys could have, there's a strong feminine lineage from your family that's coming through with the Ten of Cups. It's just very, very, very strong. These could have been souls that you interacted with on other lifetimes, and it's like they've seen these different versions of you evolve, and in this lifetime you're being called to operate fully in your spiritual gifts. And the easiest way that you do that is trusting your yeses and trusting your no's, group 2. Like, especially with the Knight of Wands, this could deal with dating. This could deal with just making decisions for your career path, but it's like, it might seem impulsive to other people. It might seem kind of brash or masculine or kind of like all over the place, like walking away from things. But I can't take my eyes off of this beautiful Empress. And like for you guys, another gift of yours is your beauty. Like regardless of gender, you guys have a beautiful, beautiful aura, and it's also external because the Empress is dealing with Venus, it's dealing with Libra and Taurus energy. So that's dealing with like, your values are quality. Like you guys got some quality ass values, and you also have the external. You could really do cool things with your hair and have a really unique style of dress. Some of you guys could be into Comic-Con or medieval, Harry Potter's coming up, and just like really cool like shows or books where it deals with different dimensions, different time and space. And it's like what I'm sensing here, because this is group 2, but I was called to film it first. It's like you need to put yourself first, group 2. The easiest way that these energies are going to come forth with your gifts is for you to step into your power with this Ace of Swords, to truly close out that past chapter where you're putting everyone else first and truly connect to your guides. Just talk to them out loud. Just be like, look, who's here for me? Who supports me? Thank you for guiding me in the right direction, because a lot of this has to do with independent success. And independent success looks different for everyone. But the one thing that independent success has is a confidence. There's a confidence that is trying to grow in your life, and it's directly tied to your spiritual gifts. And you guys have like, there's so many like spirits, and not to the creepy way, but there's so many spirits around you that are like assigned to help you. Like almost like your spirit guides, your spirit team is very, very big. And one of your spirit animals is an owl. So that's just a message for somebody. Like if you've been seeing an owl or you've been thinking about an owl, like your crystal is the amethyst and your spirit animal is for sure the owl. So definitely don't be afraid to tap into the owl spirit. And the easiest way that you can do that is look up online how to utilize that or meditate on that. But what's coming through with the owl spirit is to utilize your wisdom from your mistakes. And I call them mistakes because That's how sometimes we perceive ourselves to have made mistakes. But the truth is, they're not mistakes. They were seasons that you've gone through. They were cycles that you've grown through. You guys grow through things. You don't just go through things. So a lot of people around you just may not understand the depth of your gifts, because it's like no one has to tell you. You just know. And it's like if you can, and it's for some of you guys, I'm hearing that you may not trust it because maybe you've walked away or walked into situations where you're like, fuck, I didn't want to know that. I didn't want to find that out. I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to experience that. But sometimes we walk into situations that we eventually will have to leave with the Eight of Cups. But it was for our own growth and development. We weren't meant to stay. And that's not always easy. It's not always easy. I can see that you guys have been through a lot of sadness. And it's like, you know how some people like, oh, don't, give me my flowers while I'm here. It's like maybe some of you guys haven't received your flowers. And so you're being encouraged to give yourself the flowers. Don't make it sound like, oh, when I die, I want to have my flowers. It's like, no, have your flowers right now, because you guys have a lot that you've accomplished. You guys are very powerful people. I can see that. You have a lot of energy, a lot of zest, and you know how to take situations that are very deep and heavy and transmute them into something else. And you're so supported by your guides. You guys have a big, 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 big energy. And I don't like to say purpose in terms of career, because I believe that you are your purpose. How you operate is your purpose. But what I'm seeing here is that there's something financial that you're going to accomplish. It could be a business. It could be something that you start yourself. There's something only that you do. It could be a gift or a talent that you do specifically. And it's like, utilize your knowing, utilize your gifts to alchemize the situation for yourself. Utilize the people who overlooked you. And it's like, utilize all of the energy, the good and the perceived bad, to go into the next level. Because what I'm seeing is you're going through a portal with the world card. You're going into a portal. For some of you guys, it could be motherhood. And for others of you, it could be attracting a feminine. But there's a huge feminine fertile energy. And so if it's either a business, this could be parenting, or this is a relationship which has a lot of loving feminine energy. And it's like, that's the energy that I'm feeling. So if you've gone through lots of cycles, the easiest way to tap into this is to act with action on what you know. Do not hesitate. If you're going to get a reading, just get a reading after you made the decision, or a reading to support that, yes, I should make this decision, or no, I should not make that decision. But you guys have a very strong knowing, and that is your spiritual gift. It's beautiful. And I believe that's claircognizance. Double check that for me. And also another spirit animal that came up is the hummingbird. So you might be seeing that as well. And you might also want to check out a song by James Blake featuring Metro Boomin that's called Hummingbird. That just came to my head as well. So sometimes there could be a message in the song, or it could just be something that puts you into that vibration. But you guys are very, very powerful people. I feel very, very intense feelings for this group. And I see that you've been working on this for several lifetimes. And in this lifetime, you're meant to trust yourself. And it's not even... It's like, it should be so freaking seamless that you just are like walking. You don't think about the next step. And for some people, that might seem a little emotional, and it might seem a little overwhelming, and it might seem like your head's in the clouds, or, you're a little selfish. But this energy here, you're meant to listen to your guides, listen to yourself, and trust that. And just like how, it's like, I have a daughter, and she's 3 months, and when I stand her up on her feet and hold her waist, she gets so excited, and she's like, oh, because she loves the sensation of standing. And it's so funny how, as humans, when we're very young, there's so much we have to do. There's so much trust that we have to do just to be able to walk and stand. And so just with the Eight of Cups, this one just sticking out so much to me. Trust yourself is the message, the highest message, to unlock abundance, to unlock the ability to transmute sadness, to unlock your relationship with your ancestors that are ascended, romance, self-love. And for some of you guys, there's something about your hair that's very powerful. You could change your hair a lot. You could be blonde. You could even have pink hair. But there's something about your hair that's very powerful. And for the masculines, it could be your facial hair. It could be like you have really nice facial hair. You could have a mohawk, but there's something about your crown. Your crown is also your hair. So if you want to tap into your spiritual gifts, do your hair different. Do something with your hair because just like how we can unlock things spiritually, we can also unlock them through action and we can unlock them through physical things. So I'm seeing that the way you dress and the way that you do your hair is one way that can really alchemize and one way for you to tap into your gifts. Also, for some of you guys, it's reading. I'm gonna have so many things are coming through now that I was gonna end this reading. I'm seeing reading, like this novels, things that take you into another place, or even shows that take you into like a faraway land, or that make you believe in like mysticism. And like one movie that just popped up was Death Becomes Her. That's also in Sword in the Stone. There's so many movies. Labyrinth. I can never say that word right. Labyrinth. That's popping in with David Bowie. A lot of different Narnia. What else? There's a lot of energy here that can be unlocked, and it's like, even if you feel like I'm just watching a movie, it's like, don't discredit the things you're attracted to. Just know. Okay, group 2. So I'm gonna leave it right there. Thank you so much for rocking with me. I have a free moon group if you're interested. The link will be down below, and if you'd like to book a personal session, all of my information will be down below as well. And I'll see you guys in the next. Hey guys, welcome to this reading. I know you guys, there's this there's this energy with this group. I have recorded this. This will be my second time recording this reading, but I think that everything happens in divine timing. Everything happens for a good reason, and it's like for the highest good. And I just felt led to say that because with this group, there has been so many energies of distraction and so many things going on and so many moving parts. And I was like, I just want to get them their message. I just want to convey to them the energy that I'm picking up. So I just feel like you guys are very patient people. Right away, you could have 4C hair. You could have very, very unique hair. It could be your color or your texture or your length. And even as you age, I'm seeing that your hair is just like your crown in glory. So one of your spiritual gifts is through your hair, you can channel energy. And one thing that I want to tell you is some little, I don't want to call them tricks, but little hacks, if you will, that I use to channel energy. And one of them is through my hair. I actually gave my hair a name, and I know it might sound kind of crazy, but things that we name in this realm take on more authority. They take on more power. So this reading is going to be a little bit different because this is for what are your spiritual gifts, and I'm just going to read them as the energy is coming up. So if you do resonate with the hair, I'm seeing that wearing, making sure that you're taking care of it. This could be like buying a silk scarf or something that you do to protect the nature of your hair. All of these images, the hair is just standing out to me in so many ways. You could bleach your hair. You could have wavy hair. You could even have white hair. I'm seeing all types of hair, however you wear it. The signs that are present right now, we have a lot of Cancer energy. We have Virgo, and we have Sagittarius, and Libra and Scorpio are the strongest of the signs right now, is what I'm picking up. We also have air energy. Oh, Aries as well. And so like I was saying before, you guys absorb energy around you. You're definitely my empaths. And I don't say that lightly or in the way people are like, I'm such an empath. We all are sensitive to energy. But the difference between an empath is it's like when you're dealing with empathic energy, you're dealing with the fact that if you suck in too much dusty ass energy, it starts to reflect in your story. It starts to reflect in your life. It starts to reflect in your relationships. I'm seeing in your friendships and across several lifetimes. You guys have lived. You guys are my old souls, okay? Especially here with the Hermit card. There's a lot of wisdom in your soul experience right now. Whether you're 10 or you're 110, anywhere in between. I'm seeing that there's a very, very long lifeline filled with wisdom. And here it's like all of the things that you've learned along the journey, especially here with the judgment. This represents like several lifetimes. They're coming out of the grave and they're looking up at the owl, and the owl is kind of like your spirit guide right now. It's like the combination of all of the experiences that you went through, all of the heartaches that you've been through with the Five of Cups. And it's like you're an alchemist. Your spiritual gift is to use everything. Use the emotion, especially when we have the moon. The moon here, this is kind of like the card that represents that like Cancer energy, that Pisces energy of having had deep emotional experiences. And sometimes the experiences are so deep that you can't share them with everybody. And even if you did share them with everybody, they wouldn't probably understand. And it's like behind the scenes, you guys have been through a lot more than you present to the public is what I'm picking up. But look at this. There's a clock in the tree and there's 2 cups. So with the tree here, the tree represents your roots. And what I'm seeing is you guys have lived several lifetimes and your soul is very mature. You've been through a lot. And so the frivolous things of life, the petty fallouts with friends or superficial things, they just don't, it hits home when those things fall through because you have big emotions. And because you've experienced a lot of life, and even if it wasn't necessarily in this particular life, it's like you've grown so much. So in the past, I'm seeing that you may have outgrown spaces that you wanted to stay in. And also, whenever we're dealing with the moon, we're dealing with karmic energy from our mother, whether that was to inspire us and to uplift us, or whether that was negative. And that's going to resonate different for others. So for some of you guys, you gained a lot of wisdom from your mother, a lot of heritage from your mother, a lot of spiritual gifts from your mother. She taught you how to think outside the box. She spoke love and life into you. And for others of you, you've had to be your own mother. You've had to mother yourself and learn how to speak life into yourself. You guys have a very, very strong throat chakra. Now, there's been several obstacles when I've tried to film this video for you guys. And I feel like there might be energies around you that don't want to see you succeed, that don't want you to see things clearly, that don't want you to see past the illusion. But there is some sort of illusion around the self-worth of this group. You guys are powerful. You guys are strong. And the strongest message for you to tap into your spiritual gifts is to choose love over fear. You see how these words are creating life around her? And she's a fairy, but she's in black and white. And this, whenever I see black and white, I think of yin and yang, and I think of alchemy. And it's taking the negativity and speaking love anyways. When you see the negativity, standing in love anyways. When you have an obstacle, working around that. And that's exactly what I did to get into the energy of this reading, because it kept coming. And it's like, maybe the changes that you've experienced in your life have always seemed negative and dark, but I'm seeing this next chapter. It's you taking the love and you're speaking life. So definitely be mindful when you have a lot of throat chakra energy present. The number 888 just popped up. But if you are sensing that there's something that's undesired, be very mindful of what you say, because your words are living entities. And once you release those words, you can never get them back. You can only speak to almost compensate for the things you've already said. And that's a message that's from some of your ancestors. I'm definitely picking up Native American heritage. You could have a very strong lineage to Aboriginal, depending on, that's going to vary for different people. For some of you, Sedona is important. Maybe you need to go to Sedona and visit there. There's energy vortexes there. But what I'm seeing here is like you guys are very, very strong and powerful with the Queen of Swords. Like the Queen of Swords is the only queen with the weapon. And I love to frame it that way, because it's not that she's negative. It's not that she's mean. It's not that some people might perceive you as bitchy or mean, but it's not about how other people perceive you. And I feel like you guys have ascended past that. I'm seeing spirit animals heavy, the owl, the black panther here, the crab, the bull, the deer. There's a lot of animal spirits. So maybe some of you guys need to get into nature and just to reconnect. Like just going outside is going to reconnect you, because I feel like You guys have achieved so much self-mastery in this lifetime, but it might have come through a lot of darkness. It may have come through a lot of dark nights of the soul, a lot of shadow work. But what I'm seeing here with the Queen of Swords and the Emperor, like, it's only made you stronger. Like, you're at the top of your game. And with the Emperor, this is the part of you that asserts yourself and is masculine, and then it's about taking action and getting things done. And your feminine side is still like, what's up? Like, I'm seeing that you guys can speak things literally into existence. One of your spiritual gifts is the throat chakra. It keeps coming back up. So be mindful of what you're saying. And if you're around people that speak negatively or who talk negatively, they're toxic to you and you need to release them. For some of you guys, it could be a mother, but there's a lot of fear. And maybe because you've been in those situations, you're very empathetic. And, you know, people who are, you know, empaths, we can sometimes empathize so much that we subconsciously, and some of us were taught this in childhood, will subconsciously put other people first and consider other people on autopilot. And I want you to turn off the autopilot. Maybe you need to spend some time alone. I already see that that's something that you are used to with the Hermit, but the Hermit's not just about being alone, y'all, and he's not alone forever. He goes within alone. So this is not sharing. This is not necessarily always about being physically alone, but this is about realigning your health and your food, and this is about realigning your spiritual walk and your decisions, and making those decisions from a place of empowerment with your third eye, from a place where not everyone's all up in your business. And that's when the Wheel of Fortune comes in, and it's almost like X marks the spot. And you see this energy behind her. You're opening up a portal. And when I'm filming this, this is the Lionsgate's portal. So that could be relevant. Some of you guys, no matter when you're watching this, the Lionsgate portal could be a time where you're manifesting some big changes. I'm seeing big changes with your habits. And, you know, once you change your habits, you can already guarantee your lifestyle, because that's all we're seeking. We're seeking to live a new lifestyle. And if you can embody those habits, it's done. So what I'm seeing here with the Wheel of Fortune is you guys have to make a conscious decision with your spiritual gifts to take the negativity that you've had in your life, because it's very easy to talk about it. Like, say maybe you meet someone and they're like, oh, when this happened to me, and you're like, oh, I empathize with that. Or maybe you just think about whatever that is, take that and speak life, speak the opposite. Take those cups that have spilled and realize that there's two behind you. For some of you, that's love coming in. For some of you, that's reciprocity coming in, but it's coming in at the right time. And the thing is, sometimes things feel longer when there's pain attached, but when we're having fun, we don't even recognize the time. Like, it's like if you're at a theme park and you're going on roller coasters all day, if that's your version of fun, or if you're doing something that's very enjoyable to you, sometimes you might forget to eat. You might forget to, you know, you have to remind yourself. But when you're bored and you're uninspired and you're around negativity, it's like, oh no. So the divine wants you to kind of put your toolbox together, okay? My amethyst group, you guys are very intuitive. You guys are psychic. You're my psychic group. You know things before they happen. You can tell when someone's lying, I see, especially with the third eye and the throat chakra. You guys can see through lies. So if there's a situation and you need to remove yourself emotionally, spiritually, physically, in whatever way, away from something, someplace, or something, trust yourself, lean into that feminine energy. And even if it's painful, take that pain, go get a reading, go to therapy, alchemize that situation, work out, take that energy and do something with it. Don't let it fester and sit, because I think that could be the only thing that I'm seeing that could be a major block. And definitely watch your words, because you could be, just think of your words like this. Think of them creating realms and other worlds and timelines, and whatever you're speaking, you're on this timeline. So if you're like, you know what, everything's always working out for me, and if someone's being a burden to you and venting to you and overusing you and you're giving, try something else. Be like, you know what? I have to go. Whatever you have to do to get out of the situation, and say, you know, the people in my life bring joy, and that's it. The people in my life, and act accordingly, group, okay? My amethyst group. I forget what number this is because I filmed all of these out of order. But I feel like you guys are innovative, and you definitely are very, very intuitive. And so your advice right now is, if it doesn't feel right, you guys can feel your way into situations. You don't need a fact check. If you get a reading, it's for confirmation, but not for information, okay? Utilize every stage of you. For some of you guys, it could have been when you were 16 that something really happened that I'm seeing. 16 years old. And I'm seeing also there's an energy of judgment that surrounds this group. And it's almost like there's an energy of suppression that doesn't want you to realize and actualize your gift. Speak your authentic voice, speak your opinions. And not just with your mouth, but with your actions. If you're not a doormat, don't be one. Say no. Stand up for yourself. Like, I'm seeing you guys have so much power, and it's almost like a part of it is like in a container and it's locked up, and it's like it comes out through your voice. It comes out through your actions and your knowing. And it's like, if something ain't for you, burn it to the ground. The emperor don't play that shit. And even his hand is in a fist here. Embrace your anger. That anger can actually help you manifest because you're expressing authentic energy. And it's not about hurting anyone. It's not about being rude. And for some of you guys, even if it's your own mother, even if it's a mother figure to you, even if it's old friends left behind. For some of you guys, it could have been someone you almost married, or it could be an old ex-fiance or something like this. Don't get caught up in the label. Just have the clear knowing. Look how she just knows. And this is genderless. But the third eye is being able to see things that are not things that are in the natural. It's almost like you can see feelings, you can see thoughts. So use your gifts. And that's what I'm saying. Don't use your gifts in your everyday life, and your everyday life is going to yield you the wheel of fortune, where you're going to unlock a timeline in your life where there is love, where there's reciprocity, where there's beauty, where there's inches for the hair and hair growth, and just longevity and health and illumination. Okay? So you guys are wise, and you don't need anyone to tell you that. Just stand in that. You guys are powerful and strong. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.